Hello, hello, hello. How are you guys doing today? Happy Monday. Are you guys having a good beginning to your week? I am. I'm having a really good beginning to my week. I got a lot done today, but it's late. It's late. It's so late that Alex has already watched his episodes of Love Island, and he is now upstairs watching TikToks while I vlog. So let's look at the time and temperature currently. I have so many reading glasses out here. I have 1, 2, 3 pairs of reading glasses. Okay, the blue ones and the clear ones are the ones that I keep over here. It is currently, let's see, it is currently 7:08 p.m. And let's look up the Indianapolis weather. Indianapolis weather. Okay, it is 35 degrees outside. And I was going to try to vlog outside today, but it just got too late. That was about 2 hours ago when I thought that I was going to vlog at 5 o'clock, and now it's 7 o'clock, and I am just starting to vlog. So I thought, Alex went upstairs, and I was like, are you going upstairs to watch TikToks? He was like, yeah. So I was like, you know what? I think I'm just going to film inside. I'm kind of, in all honesty, I'm like hoping for one more winter storm just to be all cozy inside in the snow. Apparently, we're supposed to get some snow like Wednesday and Thursday this week. I've been watching all of the weather channels that you guys recommended to me. I watch Max Velocity. Mostly I watch Max Velocity, but I've been watching Ryan Hall, y'all, as well. But Max Velocity's videos are the ones that I typically watch. So supposedly, the East Coast is supposed to, the North, like North Midwest and the East Coast, I feel like I'm doing like a recap of his weather videos. The North Midwest and like Minnesota, like Upper Michigan and things like that are supposed to get like, I think 8 to 10 inches of snow. And then the Northeast is supposed to get some snow as well. Further south, I do feel like I'm doing one of his videos. Further south, it's supposed to be, we're supposed to have like possibly some like tornadoes and stuff like that. Which is interesting because it's like a spring thing, right? I love watching his videos. I love watching any of those weather videos, but there's something about Max Velocity. His videos are just very calming to me. I love those videos. So anyway, yeah, I was going to film outside, but that was 2 hours ago. Oh, this is what I was going to say. Like, I would like to have one more winter storm, just to kind of like, you know, seal the fate of winter once and for all. We got some snow, you know, whatever. But I'm ready for like longer days. I mean, each day obviously it gets longer, but I'm ready for longer days where it stays sunny outside longer and I can film outside, and you know, I can film outside until, you know, the problem is I could film outside right now and just turn the light on and stuff. It's just I'd have to be all bundled up. I mean, it's 35 degrees outside. I mean, I could put on my heated vest and stuff like that. I keep on looking over here because I'm uploading my Peterisms video on my phone. It's almost done. I just don't feel like doing all that. It's just easier to sit inside in front of the computer. It's funny because when I started vlogging at home, I never would have thought that I would have put the camera up here and started vlogging in front of the computer, which is interesting because, you know, I'm coming up on my 9th year anniversary of my BookTube channel. It's in May. I think it's May 11th. I think it's the 9-year anniversary of it. And this is exactly where I started 9 years ago. Filming videos, probably with this exact, well, not this tripod. I finally threw the bad tripod away today. I was like, it's done. I got the 2 new ones. So I showed it in a haul, but you guys are on one of the new ones. And then the second, my video just got done. My second new tripod came in the mail. So this is how it comes in the package and stuff. So very excited about that. So I was like, okay, I'm going to throw out the old tripod. I need to go in the drawer over there, and I need to throw out the other one as well, so I don't have any of the bad tripods here. Interestingly enough, like, somebody said I should use duct tape on it. The problem is I would have to duct tape all 3 of the legs, and like when I'm sitting here, I have them fully extended. When I'm on the bed, I have them really short. So yeah, I could use duct tape, but it just would be nice to have a tripod that doesn't fall down. I click the legs, because somebody asked me, can't you click the legs into place? You can click them into place. I don't have the other one out of the thing yet, but you can click them into place, but they still like, I just think it's like 1st generation tripod. They're not that great. So anyway, we'll figure it out. Yeah, I got a lot done today. It's been a good day. Oh, this is what I was saying. I'm like ready for spring weather and summer weather, and I'm ready to be able to sit outside. And even if it's at night, it's at least warmer outside, that I can sit outside in like a t-shirt or a hoodie and sit out there and drink some coffee and, do all that kind of stuff. So actually, since we're talking about the weather, let's look at the weather channel and see if it says that we're, if you guys ever do, like, I have the app. So do you ever like Google search it? It's not as specific on the computer as it is on the app. Oh, they like must have updated their app or something. There's like, it's like snow and then rain and then like we're getting that. It just shows like the little emojis of it. Oh, snow likely to end around 10 p.m. Tonight, we're supposed to have snow. It shows it moving in right now. It's supposed to start around, it's supposed to be light though. It's supposed to start, oh, right now, we're supposed to get snow. I didn't even look outside to see if it's snowing. Oh, let's look at the daily and see what hourly. Let's look at hourly. It's connecting me to some game called Luna. Okay, once the game ad is over, then we can go in and look at, okay, Royal Match, it's called. Hourly. So it's supposed to snow from now until 10 p.m. So probably nothing. And then tomorrow, it's supposed to be 38 degrees. And then Wednesday, 33. Watching a potential winter storm, a mix of wintry precipitation in the evening, then mainly cloudy late, low 22. So Wednesday into Thursday, we could get bad weather. Thursday, 24, it's going to be cold again. Friday, 32. Saturday, 41. Rain mixing with and changing to snow late. Ooh, Sunday, 28 degrees. Partly cloudy. It shows snow on Sunday as well. Monday, 21. Tuesday, 29. It's not going to warm up. Remember I was showing all those temperatures in the 40s? I don't see them now. 28, 27, 28, 33, 36, 38. And that's through the 24th of February. 24th, it shows snow. Considerable cloudiness. It shows snow in the little emoji thing. So maybe we'll get another winter storm. But I do miss like sitting outside. I think because last summer I didn't really sit outside and watch shows or movies that much. I sat in the chair. But I think this summer I'm kind of ready for it. I definitely will tell you this. I'm really, really ready to sit outside and read books this summer. I'm really excited about that. So, okay, before we get into this video any further, I want to light the candles. I just poured myself some iced coffee. This is my first coffee for the day at past 7 o'clock. I can't believe it. It feels surreal. I get up and I get started on my videos, and like I'll do my prayers and meditations, and then I'm like, okay, once I start my day, I'm like, I'm gonna, start making these videos. And then once I start making videos, it's like, make a video, upload it, get the next one ready, film the video, upload it. So I never really take a break to just sit for like, there's a little insight into my daily life. So like from the time that I get up, which today I don't even know what time I got up. I think I got up about 12:30, and then I laid in bed for like a half an hour, and maybe a little bit longer than that, snoozed my alarm, and then I finally got up, did my prayers, did my meditations, brushed my teeth, washed my face, and then I was like, okay, I'm gonna start filming. And so that would have been like 1:32, somewhere in there, and I'm still filming now. And this is literally what it looks like all day long. So like my first video today, I ended up filming I filmed 5 videos, and now this is my 6th video. So, and this, I have to put on here that this 5th video is uploading right now. I just have 2 videos that I haven't posted yet. My booktube video and my Peterisms video. But, so like I filmed my drama video, which ended up being like 56 minutes, 55 or 56 minutes long. It ended up being a lot longer than I thought it was going to be. And so I film it, like I get ready for that, and everything like, whatever I have to do to get ready for that. And then usually I try to do, like if it's going to be a video that I'm going to take notes on, I try to take my notes on it the night before. And so last night, my TV video today, since Sister Wives wasn't on last night, was going to be the O.J. Simpson, I think it's called American Manhunt, O.J. Simpson, the documentary on Netflix. I have to actually look and see if it is new this year and it's just on Netflix, because Tanya was telling me about an O.J. Simpson documentary that she watched like on Hulu or something. And she said it sounds very similar. So I don't know if the one on Netflix is like new to Netflix, or if it's new to the world or just new to Netflix. But last night, I didn't realize that I read for so long last night, and I didn't realize that the last 2 episodes were were like one was like an hour and a half, and the other one was like an hour and 10 minutes or an hour and 8 minutes or something like that. And so by the time that I was like, I just kept on pushing it. I went to bed like at like, it was like late, like 6:45 in the morning, so I probably fell asleep about 7:15 or something. I fell asleep pretty quickly last night, but or this morning. But by that point, I was like, I have to go to bed. Like, I cannot be going to sleep at like 8 o'clock in the morning. So I have like 25 minutes left of the documentary, or I would have done that video today. It's a lot different than I thought it was going to be. It is fantastically done. It is really, really well done. So even if you know a lot about the case, I mean, I knew so much about the case. I knew about Mark Fuhrman, and I knew about all of the racism that played into it and all that kind of stuff. But they do it in such a fantastic way. I'm actually going to talk more about it when I do my review. But the first episode is about the murder of Ron Goldman, and I feel like that's all I've thought about in the last 24 hours now, Nicole Brown Simpson, and then the beginning of the investigation. The second part is really about the chase of O.J. Simpson, like on the interstate, and the arrest of O.J. Simpson and stuff like that. The third and fourth parts are about the court trial. But there's so much that I had kind of forgotten about. And it really goes in and explains, like, you know, on the heels of the LA riots and all that kind of stuff, and racism within the LAPD. Like, it goes in and talks about, like, how important this case was, and not just, like, as a court case, but, like, how important it was to the world, and to the United States. And anyway, it goes into all this stuff. What's interesting about it is that Mark Fuhrman is interviewed. If you guys don't remember who Mark Fuhrman is the one that was accused of planting evidence in the O.J. Simpson trial, which is interesting because they go into this whole like blood thing, which I feel like I remember it, but I had kind of forgotten about it. The planting of blood, the blood droplets on the gate. Like, I mean, they pretty much kind of show that evidence was planted. The documentary is really, really fair. It doesn't feel like it's one-sided or another. But it's kind of, they're telling two stories. They're kind of telling the story of the O.J. Simpson trial, but at the same time, they're also talking about, like, racism within the justice system and racism within the LAPD and the racism at that time, and that not a lot has really changed. And so what's interesting about it is that who is and isn't interviewed for this. Like, several of the prosecutors are interviewed, but Marcia Clark is not interviewed. Mark Fuhrman is interviewed. A lot of the police investigators are interviewed. What's interesting about Mark Fuhrman is he seems to have no more awareness in 2025 than he did 30 years ago. Like, I mean, in all honesty, he presents very much the same. Like, they even ask him at one point, like the producers when they're interviewing him, they say something to him. So if you guys don't remember the case, it was like all these racist allegations came out about him, and he was like accused of saying these things. There was like tapes of him saying, I mean, it's pretty serious. I mean, it's that the part where they play the tapes, that was really like hard to listen to. And so like the producers ask him today, like they're like, are you racist? And like, why don't you respond to these questions and whatever? And if you watch the documentary, he kind of like skirts around the issue. He won't really come out and say. He says, well, I don't really like get into discussions about that because really what's the point? Like, he doesn't say one way or the other, like, yes, I am or no, I'm not. It's so interesting how they show it in the documentary. The documentary is fantastically done. You know, in watching it, it's really sad, though, because Ron Goldman is really, like, and his family are really, like, the forgotten ones in the whole thing. It was interesting because I was talking about it the other day. I don't know if somebody direct messaged me or if they commented on my video, but they said that, I mean, here's the thing when you watch it, and I'll say all this in my reaction to it. Even OJ's closest friends, like, when they interview them, you can tell they thought he did it. There's not really anybody that was around OJ Simpson except for, like, two people on his legal defense team that kind of, they don't even come out and say they didn't think he did it. At one point, they say something about there's a difference between being innocent and being proven guilty. It's like, there's, like, a lot of different stories that are being told. But somebody said something about, well, Ron Goldman and Nicole Brown Simpson's families, like, made a lot of money when they sued O.J. Simpson in the civil trial, which they found him guilty for. That's true, but in the documentary, apparently they were awarded $33.5 million in the civil case against O.J. Simpson. But they have never seen a cent of that. Like, you have to, the sister of Ron Goldman, she's interviewed highly. I think her name's Kimberly or Kim. She's interviewed highly in the documentary. At the very end, she talks about, like, you have to hire people to, like, go after people for your money, and, like, they'll never see a cent of it. She says, but I can, like, they must have filmed this. This is where I wondered if it, like, was filmed long before, because she says, but I can make his life a living hell as long as he's alive. So I don't know if this documentary, I need to actually look that up. Manhunt, O.J. Simpson. I want to see what year it came out. It's like just on Netflix. Watch American Manhunt, O.J. Simpson. I feel like it must have come out on something else before, but no, it says first episode date, January 29th, 2025, so I guess it just came out. Netflix viewers floored by explosive evidence left out of O.J. Simpson trial. I mean, there was a lot of evidence that was left out. When you see it, but, like, this is the thing, when you're watching, I mean, I'm going to get into the whole, I just want to have this conversation right now. When you're watching it, it's interesting, because Marcia Clark chose not to put certain witnesses on the stand. She also chose not to use a lot of the evidence. The evidence that they used was things like the gloves, which then Johnny Cochran, the attorney working with Robert Shapiro, they were like, well, Mark Fuhrman's the one that found the gloves. So then they did with what? The one guy, Christopher Darden, the guy that was in the prosecuting team, he talks about that a defense attorney's job, like a trial attorney's job, is to take the most minute thing and, like, go so deep with it that you forget what you're, like, what's really there, which is interesting when you think about it, because, like, even one of the jurors, like, they interview one of the jurors, and she says, there was a point when we knew, I didn't realize they were sequestered for a year. She says there was a point, and I also didn't remember that their jury verdict came back in 4 hours. I totally did not remember that. But she says in there, she says there was a point when the case turned in from being the case against O.J. Simpson to the case against Mark Fuhrman. Well, Marcia Clark handed that to them. I mean, she really did, because if she, like, Mark Fuhrman even says at one point, there was literally 300 pieces of evidence, and she chose to use, like, 4 pieces of it. So that's how they broke down, like, were they lying about the DNA? They go into this whole thing. It's really interesting. Even with the criminologist, like, I didn't remember any of the, like, the criminologist that is, I mean, I think he is, it's like 6 days or 7 days that he's, like, interviewed on the stand and stuff like that. That whole part was really interesting. It's very, very well done. It's very well done. But it's interesting that the people that were closest around him at the time, like, even they, like, his agent, his sports agent, you can tell he even thinks that OJ did it. That he called OJ before about, like, abusing Nicole Brown Simpson and was like, we got to do something about this. And OJ was like, yeah. I mean, OJ's not here to, like, you know, defend himself now, but anyway, it's the whole thing was so interesting to me watching it. What are these, like, let me see what the articles are. Top stories. Hold on just a second. Let's see if you put in O.J. Simpson. What the top stories are. Okay. American Manhunt, what Netflix left out about the O.J. Simpson murder case. Somebody put, I didn't think I needed another O.J. Simpson documentary, but then American Manhunt, O.J. Simpson chronicles how America's obsession with... I mean, it was really well done. I was really impressed with it. I think because part of it is, and it really talks about this in the second, mostly the third and fourth episodes, is because of what was going on in the United States at that time, like what this case represented. It just is really powerfully done. The whole documentary is really, really well done. I was surprised. I didn't think that I would be that interested in it at all. It's not just a true crime documentary. I mean, it goes so much deeper than that. But, like, this is what I was going to say, is that one of the people that is, like, really kind of, like, forgotten in this whole story is Ron Goldman. It's rather sad, and, like, his family fought for years and years and years to get some kind of justice. I don't know. So, what was I saying? Oh, so last night, yeah, I stayed up way too late watching that. I was like, I have like 20, I think I have 25 minutes left. And I was like, I can't. So my plan was to get up today and I was going to watch the last 25 minutes and then I was going to film it today. And if I didn't do that, I was just going to wait till tomorrow. Cause I read way too late last night. And so when I got up today, I was like, I'm just not going to do a TV video today. So today I filmed my drama video and then I came down here and then what order did I go in? Alex was home when I was filming my last couple ones. I filmed my drama video first, and then I did a review second. Finally, 33 days, I haven't filmed a review video. Can you believe it? I'm back over there. And then I did my Peter Does Stuff video because I got a bunch of t-shirts today, concert t-shirts I ordered. And then I did a Peterisms video and my BookTube video. Alex was downstairs while I was doing those last two. So the drama video, the review video, and the Peter Does Stuff video are already up. My Peterisms video is ready to be posted, and my BookTube video is uploading right now, which was my review of the first 3 Alex Cross books. Okay, so let's get into candles for a second. I brought the mythology candle over that Mare sent me, which was so sweet. This is the Shakespeare Stage, which smells like melon and amber. It smells so good. And then, so we're going to light that one first. I already trimmed the wick, but I do have my wick trimmer for you guys to see. So I wanted to keep the, see, it's a little bit lower. Okay, so I have this Shy Wolf candle that is called All Too Well, like the Taylor Swift song. And since I have right here the All Too Well 10-minute version, Taylor's version from the vault that I just listened to on repeat while I'm filming, uploading videos, I thought that we would smell the cold throw and the hot throw of the All Too Well candle. It smells like nostalgia, plaid scarves, and maple lattes. Does it say what the scents are in here? Or is that the scents? I guess the scents are nostalgia, plaid scarves, and maple lattes. Kind of love that. Okay, here it is. Yeah, it doesn't say any scents on here except for that. Let's see what nostalgia, I think I reviewed this already on my review channel or my unboxing. Nostalgia, plaid scarves, and maple lattes. Let's see what it smells like. It smells like pancakes. Maybe that's the maple latte part. These Shy Wolf candles I love. I haven't got my February box yet, but I renewed it. So I don't know if I'm going to get a February box or a March box will be my next one. Okay, so here's my wick trimmer. I'm going to trim it. There we go. And then we're going to put it in the lid. Keep everything neat. Clean up as you go. So whenever I get a new candle out, I always throw this away. I'm done with it. So we'll put it in the box right here. Yeah, I'm waiting for my Happy Wax mystery box, my Happy Wax seasonal box that I subscribe to. I think I bought some extra Happy Waxes on sale. And then I'm also waiting for my Shy Wolf candle box. And my Stevie Nicks vintage concert t-shirt that I got. So, okay. Let's see what this one's. We're going to pair these together. Oh, you know what? I should have brought the other one over because it smells like nutmeg and cinnamon. Well, we'll just see how these pair together. Oh, look. She's so pretty. She's right next to her sister, Shakespeare Stage, right here by Mare. Okay. So, did you guys have fun last night playing the game? Did you guys have fun last night watching the game? Did any of you guys watch the game? It was funny when I posted my vlog. Some of you guys were like, oh, I'm sick of football. I'm so grateful that you vlogged. I didn't realize. I got done with the vlog and it was over 2 hours. I was like, oh my God, another long vlog. Tonight will not be that long. I'm not going to vlog that long tonight. So yeah, so I did not watch any of the football game. I still have not watched the halftime show. I've been seeing everybody talking about it online and stuff like that. I looked up the Super Bowl final score. I think it was like 44-20 or 44-22 or something like that. I looked it up last night. When I was posting my vlog. Super Bowl 2025 score. Let's look it up and see. Oh, I was right. 22-40. Philadelphia Eagles. So congratulations to the Philadelphia Eagles. And if you guys are not Eagles fans, I'm sorry. I'm sure Taylor Swift is not happy today. Speaking of All Too Well. Do you remember the game, Taylor? All Too Well. Anyway, last night, Alex and we started Australia Traders Season 1. There's 2 seasons. The first season has 12 episodes. The second season has 9 episodes. You guys, it is so good. It is so good. We'll probably watch more of it tonight when I get done vlogging. So we watched it last night. We're on the 5th episode. So we watched the first 4 episodes. I think the first episode, was he joking? Can you hear me? He's got the AirPods in. I said something to him like, there was like 2 murders, a mission, and a round table in like the first episode. And I said to him, we got to the end of it, I go, how long was this episode? And he said, 1.5 hours. Now I'm like, was he joking about it? Because the next episode he goes, this one's 1.5 hours too. And I go, really? And he goes, no, I'm just joking. But we watched the first 4 episodes of that. That was really, really fun. We had so much fun last night watching those. I lit all the candles in the kitchen, which I don't usually do for when we watch television together. I might like light 1 or 2. But I lit them all last night in the fireplace. I was like, not the fireplace, but the wax burner, wax melter. I said, isn't the fireplace so pretty in the kitchen? He goes, yeah. I go, I just sometimes stand here at night and look at it. He's like, okay. I know the things that I enjoy are missed on other people. That's totally fine. So anyway, we watched the first 4 episodes. Did we watch something else last night? I don't think so. We watched the first 4 episodes of Traitors Australia, which was good. And then we watched, no, we didn't. Then we went to bed. And he was going to watch something else, but then I think he went to sleep. I was talking to Mel. Before we started, I was talking to Mel on the phone. And so they like text each other too, but he was like, tell her that I finally finished and got caught up on Dexter Original Sin. And so then she was like, well, I'm going to text him and ask him what he thought about it. And I said, he thinks the guy that looks like Dexter, or I said, because I just like seen like a couple of scenes of it, the guy that's playing the young, so the show that just came out is like the prequel to it. And I said, I think the guy looks a lot like Dexter. Okay, Mel is so protective of the show Dexter. She loves it so much. She goes, I think I know. I go, well, I've read 3 of the books. She goes, well, I've read all the books. I go, no, you haven't. She goes, yes, I have. I was like, I didn't think you had. But anyway, so her and Alex were talking about the characters, like in the show, and like the new one, the prequel. Do they look like them when they're younger versus now and stuff like that? Anyway, talked to Mel. Then we watched Traitors, and then I took a nap. I don't remember what time I lay down, but I slept so good. And I woke up, I think I woke up about 12:30. No. It was like 1 when I woke up. I had turned my alarm off, and then I slept like another 45 minutes. I think I set it for like 12:15, and I slept for like another 45 minutes. And I got up. I almost was going to sleep through the night last night. And then I was like, no, I want to read. I want to watch the O.J. Simpson thing. I wanted to make sure Sister Wives wasn't on, because I was like, well, maybe it is. If it was on last night, it didn't show up on my recorded cable. So, my recorded cable. Because I record it every week on cable. It didn't show up. So, I came downstairs and I read last night. Well, I was doing laundry in the basement. So, I was listening to my audiobook of Ugly Beautiful. It's really good. It's really getting good. I have like 1 hour and 20 minutes left of it. And then I said I was going to finish it by today, and that didn't happen. But so then I read. So I brought with you guys my books to show you what I was reading. I think earlier I was reading the first one. So I started last night. No, I started it right before I took a nap, because I carried it upstairs and I showed Alex upstairs in the bedroom. So I started the graphic novel last night, The Night Never Ends, a horror comedy by Steve Thusen. I actually wanted to look him up, because in the back is a picture of Steve Thusen, and there was a picture of Steve Thusen in the back. It's good. It's good so far. I love graphic novels so much. They're so fun to read. It's kind of interesting, because when I was growing up as a kid, I didn't like comic books or anything like that, you know? But this one is about this group of friends that were like friends in high school, and now they're like 30, and it's this girl's birthday, and so they break into this abandoned house. I mean, it's very funny. I will say it's very kind of political as well. I mean, it's like political humor a little bit about stuff. And, yeah, it's a very queer-friendly book, I will say that, which I love. Any kind of like horror that's like queer-friendly, I think that's so fun. But it's really good. I wanted to look this guy up, Steve Thusen. I wanted to see how you spell his name, Thueson. Because I was like reading it last night. It's different. I'm like, it's so interesting how they come up with these concepts for graphic novels. So I am loving it so far. Steve Thusen. See if you. Oh, There's a picture of him as a cartoon character on here. What? I know there he is. Okay. Oh, there's his Instagram. And it's got a picture of the book on his Instagram. It's the first picture. Oh, it's a pinned picture. And then he's got another comic book. Where am I at on time? Oh, it's going to stop here. How did I know to look up right when it was going to stop? Okay, it was right at the 30-minute mark. Okay. Steve Thusen, cartoonist. You can contact him. The Night Never Ends available now from Silver Sprocket. He's written some other cartoons. Timothy, Dino Man, Saves the Cat. Where is he? His most watched actor is, what is this? Philip Seymour Hoffman, and his most watched director is Joel Cohen. Interesting that he posted that. Now you guys know how I am with like people's Instagrams. If you send me a direct message, I can tell you right now that if you send me a direct message and your Instagram is not private, I have totally like looked all through your Instagram. I'm just going to tell you that right now. When people send me messages on Instagram, I mean, most people I've seen their Instagram already. But if I haven't, like that, if you've sent me DMs consistently, but if I've never gotten a DM from you before, that's like the first thing I do before I even respond is I go over and look at your Instagram. Okay, what is this? This is like his favorite movies or something? I don't understand. Still too many movies from this year to catch up on, but here's my favorite first-time watches of 2024 in the order that I saw them. He didn't see Raising Arizona until this year. What? Miller's Crossing. I loved that movie back in the day. I haven't heard of most of these movies he's got on here. Velvet Goldmine. You know, I've never seen that movie, I don't think. The Age of Innocence, he didn't see. How old is this guy? If I had to guess how old he was, 40, maybe? He seems nice. His cartoon's good. Oh, he must be 35, because here it says, Brat Summer is over, it's 35-year-old Autumn. So, he's very like, it doesn't surprise me that he wrote this book. He kind of reminds me of a character in this book, because he is like thrift store, tattoos, which is kind of like the characters in this book. Which is like half of my friends. The Night That Never Ends. Get ready for the spooky season with new horror comedy from Steve Thusen and Silver Sprocket. I don't know who Silver Sprocket is. Is that the publishing company? He does a lot of cartoons of himself. Okay, so anyway, I read that last night, a bunch of that. But then I read like 3 stories in Raymond Carver's What We Talk About When We Talk About Love. So I've got like 30 pages left of this left to read. Where am I at? Okay. Yeah, I'm on 103, and I think it's 133 pages. I looked last night. It's 134 pages. So the stories that I read last night that I remember. Okay, one was called The Calm. Oh, it was about this barbershop. And it was about these guys that go in this barbershop and then they start farting. They don't start farting. No, they start fighting in this barbershop. And then the other one was about, it was called A Serious Talk or something. A Serious Talk. And it's about this guy, and he and his wife are broken up, and then he goes over to her house, and he's like smoking cigarettes in her kitchen, and then he takes the ashtray and sets their house on fire. It's the day after Christmas. That one was really, really good. What's this one? Was that the one I read? The Third Thing That Killed My Father Off, and this was about his dad liked to bass fish. I don't know why I like these stories so much. It's like, this is something I would have read when I was like in college, and you know, but I love them. The Third Thing That Killed My Father Off is about this guy, and he is like a bass fisherman. Like his dad was like fish for bass when he was like growing up, and there's no bass in this area. And so his dad orders these bass to like put on this guy's, in his pond, in his land, and the guy's like, you can come there and you can like fish there as much as you want, but once he gets the bass in the pond, then he puts a gate up and he won't let anybody come around there anymore. And so the stories are real bizarre and tragic too, kind of. And so then he and his dad go out there to fish one time, but the guy's like, no, just one pole, like only one person can fish. And there's like literally like bass jumping out of the water. Like he's so protective of these bass. But then like this flood happens and the river comes through, and then like it joins with the pond, and so like all the bass are gone. Like they're like, he can't like keep the bass anymore. And then he ends up killing his wife and taking his own life. in 9 pages. It's also tragic. I love this book so much. But the next one, my next chapter is called Popular Mechanics. How many more do I have? Let's look in the front and see. Popular Mechanics. Oh, I have 4 stories left. Popular Mechanics, Everything Stuck to Him. Oh, What We Talk About When We Talk About Love. And One More Thing. I'm loving this book so much. But I think when I finish this book, as far as like going forward with short stories, I think I wanted to show you guys what I'm reading, because I'm not going to do these videos in my BookTube video until I'm done with them. I think that what I'm going to read next is the Jill McCorkle book of short stories, Crash Diet. I think I'm going to finish that one next, and then I'm going to go and read. I'm going to save these for the summer and the Jill McCorkle short story. I bought one of her short stories books. So I think I have Stuart O'Nan. I bought like 4 short story collections last year, anthologies. I'm really excited about. I'm loving reading short stories. Because it's like 20 minutes and you're done with like, I don't know, but like I'm really like profoundly affected by these stories. I love them. And then this one, I always take the covers off to my hardback books. So this is The Comfort of Crows by Margaret Rankle. And I'm like almost halfway through with this. I looked last night, I think it's 265 pages and I'm on 115. Let's look and see how many pages there are. Did I miss it by like, where am I at? Artist acknowledgements. 266 pages. How am I missing it by a page? And I am on spring, week 11, and it's called Dust to Dust. And I will tell you what the last couple chapters were about, because they were so good. First of all, the illustrations in here, the paintings, are so beautiful. Can we just talk about that for a second? Okay, so the chapter before, we're going to have to go back in time. There was one about Mouse, and then they were none. Oh, this is about these... This bird, she's trying to help this bird, this blue bird, little baby, up back into the bird box. And then, like, right as she's shutting this bird box that has, like, this... So, it's some special bird box. Maybe you guys that know stuff about nature will know what I'm talking about. But it's like, you open it, and then, like, the babies are inside. But then, like, and on top is where they build the nest, and the mother feeds the baby. Anyway. But right at the very end... she like shuts the box too soon and the baby tries to fly out, and then she sees, and she's so sad. She says, oh how I desperately wish I had not been there to watch. It's so sad. Okay, so then the one before that I think is about, how many did I read last night? Oh my god, I wrote The Bobcat Next Door. So then she's, okay, this is this woodpecker that she's obsessed with, okay? And it's affiliate woodpecker or something like that. Pileateds, I can never pronounce it. But anyway, I think I want to get, somebody sent me a book about birds in Indiana. I think I want to get like a book about wildlife in central Indiana. I know, like I'm so into this right now. I don't know why. I went out, when I finished reading this last night, I went outside and I said my prayers. And I usually do that sooner. And I stood out there and I was just kind of like saying my prayers in my head as I was like looking at the sky and stuff. It was so pretty last night. You could see like the rings around the moon and stuff. And, but I was like, there's like no... Like, there's no squirrels, there's nothing like, you know, coming down the street at night and stuff like that. You don't hear anything. But The Bobcat Next Door is about this woodpecker, and she's taking all these pictures. She's constantly taking pictures of wildlife. And she's taking pictures from her car, and then but the woodpecker, like, stops, and she thinks it's because of her, but it's because it's Bobcat. And she's like, this bobcat should not be in this area. So she calls this rescue, and the rescue's like, she's like, should I call the wildlife team? And they're like, no, bobcats can survive in your area. And so it ends, this is where she's kind of like, I mean, she loves animals and stuff, but it's kind of funny. She's talking about how she never saw the bobcat again, but her husband did, and her friends did on the other side. And she says, seems to be thriving. She goes, there's a lot less rabbits in the neighborhood. But anyway, and then in between all of them, she has these little things, like these little like prose things. Like this one's praise for the song for the redbird. Oh, this one's about my life in mice. And so it goes from 1971, about this mouse that she had in her house, and this guinea pig that she had, and this squirrel that she was feeding pecans to, and this mouse that she had in 1980, and then this rat that her friend had, and then this hamster versus gerbil that she and her kids had that they kept, and the babysitter like put the gerbil in the hamster, and I guess you don't do that. Anyway, this book is so beautiful. I love this book so much. I don't even know what bookmark I have in here. Oh, look at the bookmark that I have in here. Oh, Gigi and Bo. Somebody sent me these years ago. I love them. But yeah, if you send me bookmarks, I collect all the bookmarks. I have them in the drawer in the kitchen, and then I just pull out special bookmarks. But I'm loving reading. And then I read a little bit of The Deep last night and Maximum Ride. I'm trying to slowly move through those two. I was going to like start another book. Well, tonight I'm going to start Cat and Mouse, the new James Patterson book. I'm going to read that this week, and then next week is the fifth one, which I think is Roses Are Red, and then the one after that will be Pop Goes the Weasel. I think it's in that order. When I put my contacts in this morning, it was like 10 minutes later, and I was like, this contact, it doesn't feel like it's ripped. It just feels like it's like old, and I've been really good lately about changing my contacts out. Do you remember back in the day, I used to sleep in my contacts a lot? And then when I went to my eye doctor, she was like, you can't ever sleep in your contacts again. And I had been good for a while up to that point. I don't think it's been, maybe if it's been once and I don't remember, but I have not like consciously, and that would have been because I forgot. I have not consciously like slept in my contacts since all that happened. When was that? Like 6 months ago, 8 months ago, something like that. Maybe longer than that. I don't know, but I have not consciously slept in my contacts since then, but today I put them in, and it's not this one, it's this one. I was like, okay, I need to change my contacts, but all day, it like would get better for a little bit, and then I put eye drops in, it'd be fine. I put eye drops in right before I started filming this, and then I put eye drops in, it'd be fine for like a half an hour, and then they would like dry. It's like, feels real dry. So maybe when I get done with these, I'll just take my contacts out and put my glasses on, and then tomorrow I'll put a fresh pair of contacts in. So yeah, so I read last night for a long time, listened to my audiobook. The book is good. I wish I would have listened to it a lot faster. Actually, you know what? That Jordy's Book Club, he like put this thing up yesterday that was like, it was like a story. Hold on, let me delete this video. It was like a story, and okay, I can delete all this. These were receipts from my video that I did today. Hold on a second. Delete this. Delete this. He did this story, and it was like 10 books. Okay, what did he say at the beginning of it? 10 books that had like thriller endings that he had people vote on. And so the ones that I hadn't read, I like screenshot. Like number 10 is called The Kind Worth Killing by Peter Swanson. Oh, that's who Nikki loves. What was the Peter Swanson book that we read? Nikki and I both read a Peter Swanson book together. Or maybe I bought it and I haven't read it yet. But she really likes him, I think. Is that the guy that... The Christmas Guest. I bought that book. A Talent for Murder. Oh, I bought that, but I haven't read it yet. So this one came out in 2015. The Kind Worth Killing. And then Jodi Picoult, Wish You Were Here. I'm almost positive, this is number 9, that I have this in Audible. And then The Only One Left by Riley Sager. Tanya loves him. I am not a huge Riley Sager fan. I feel like his books are like, the ideas are fantastic. And the ones I've read, I was actually looking through my Goodreads, and like I read a Riley Sager book, Final Girls, I think it was, like years and years and years ago. And I think that was the last time I read one of his books. It's actually not his name. You know, this whole story is so interesting to me. I don't know why. But he changed his name to sound more androgynous, and he changed, like they redid everything about him. Maybe that is his name. Why did I feel like that wasn't his name? If you go back, like his books looked different and everything, and then he changed everything about his books. And I think he changed his name or something about his name. Here it is. Why did Riley Sager change his name? This is interesting. Okay, because Todd Ritter is Riley Sager's real name. A former journalist, Ritter began using the pen name of Riley Sager after writing a series of novels under his own name that sold poorly. It was a matter of necessity. I wouldn't be published now if I was still using my real name because sales were that abysmal. But when I read it, it was something about that Riley Sager is more of an androgynous name, and that I read some article about it, and that at that time that he came out and was selling it, female authors that were writing thrillers were doing a lot better, and that's why he changed his name to be more androgynous. Okay, that was number 6. Number 7 is The Last House on Needless Street. I feel like I already have that one in my Audible too. I don't know anything about it. Number 3 is Alice Feeney, Rock, Paper, Scissors. Now I think I just bought this one. She's the one that I'm reading, Ugly Beautiful, right now. Let's look up this Alice Feeney. I'll tell you what the book is called. I can never remember if it's called Ugly Beautiful or Beautiful Ugly. Alice Feeney, here she is. I must have already looked her up already. Beautiful Ugly. Rock, Paper, Scissors came out in 2021. And then number 1 is The Silent Patient. Okay, so this is the reason why I haven't read The Silent Patient so far. I don't know if you guys will remember this. Years and years and years ago, I mean, whenever the book came out, let's look and see. I mean, Tanya read it right as the book came out. You could probably go back and track the vlog of when I talked about this. The Silent Patient. I feel like I read other books by him. It came out in 2019, so it would have been there because... What other books did he read? Right, Alex Michaelides. I feel like I've read another book of his. Anyway, I'm in the car driving with Tanya, and we're talking about books, and she's like, oh my god, I just read the best book, and I'm like, oh. Well, at that time, Tanya was, like, reading, like, free books off of Kindle, and I didn't realize, like, a lot of them were, like, new releases or bestsellers, and so she was just telling me about this book, and she told me the whole ending of the book. And I was like, why did you tell me that? I go, what was the book called? She goes, I don't know, something patient. I go, The Silent Patient? I literally just bought that book. I mean, it just come out. Like, she reads books, like, as soon as they come out. And she started laughing. I was like, girl, you really... I mean, it's such a twist at the ending. And so, it was so funny because this just came up not too long ago. Because I think, like, Nikki's going to read it, or she read it or something. She's like, do you know the twist? And I was like, yeah, I still remember. And Tanya said something to me about it the other day. She was like, oh my god, that still to this day is, like, one of the best books I ever read. She was like, have you read it? I go, no. And she's like, oh yeah, I forgot she thought it was real funny. And she goes, do you still even remember the ending? And I told her what the ending was. And she goes, how do you remember that all these years later? I go, I don't know, because I wanted to read the book. But I should probably just read the book anyway, shouldn't I? The Maidens. Why do I feel like I read The Maidens? Is that the one, The Fury? I think I have that downloaded too. Is The Maidens about the girl that goes to college and... Okay. Edward, maybe I haven't read this. Edward Fosca is a murderer. Of this, Mariana is certain, but Fosca is untouchable. A handsome and charismatic Greek tragedy professor at Cambridge University. I did read this one. It was okay. It's interesting. It's got like a 3.62. Does anybody know if there's a way on Goodreads to look, like, and see? I'm not signed into my Goodreads, that's why it's not showing it up. Oh, you know what's so funny, though? These are the books that I think Nikki loves, the A.J. Rivers books. Why are they showing these down here? I think these are the books that they just came up on. An FBI Mystery Retro Limited Series. The Girl on Hallows Eve. Emily Griffin. Yeah, that's the one she's loved. I think I'm going to start that. Anyway. On the outskirts of the remote town of Sherwood, everyone is abuzz about the big glamorous new mall that is soon to open. Do you remember those days? Okay, I'm going to save that and ask her which one. I think you have to read them in order. I don't know which book that is. Doesn't say. Emma Griffin. Oh, book 2 of 5. Limited series. Maybe I'll read those first. Anyway. I'm loving reading again. Oh, The Girl in the Christmas Past. Is that part of it? The Girl in the Retreat. Why does she love those? I can't remember. See, I have all these books to read. Here's like, readers also enjoyed The Midnight Feast by Lucy Foley. I haven't read that one yet. I read the guest list. The only one left by Raleigh Sager. I haven't read that one, but I have all these in my Audible. None of This Is True by Lisa Jewell. Love that. I said to Tanya the other night, I said, oh my god, I love those Diana Jewell books. And she goes, I've never read her before. I go, Tanya, you've read like all of hers. I ask you. She goes, Lisa Jewell, I've read all her books, but Diana Jewell I've never heard of. I go, she started laughing. I go, girl, she tries to be so shady to me. First Lie Wins, loved it. Frida McFadden, The Boyfriend, I haven't read it yet. Middle of the Night by Raleigh Sager, I haven't read it. Listen for the Lie, Amy Tintera, I haven't read it. Listen for the Lie, Amy Tintera, I think that was the second book I read last year. Read that, loved it. Listen to it on Audible on the airplane on the way back from wherever we were from. The God of the Woods, Liz Moore, listen to that. Lucy Foley, The Paris Apartment. Haven't listened to it. Home is Where the Bodies Are by Geneva Rose. I haven't listened to it. Never Lie, Frida McFadden. I don't own it. The House Across the Lake by Raleigh Sager. And Tanya loved that book by Raleigh Sager. The Teacher by Frida McFadden. Haven't read it. I've only read the 2 Housemaid books. Alice Feeney, Darker Daisy. Then She Was Gone. I think I have that. The Hunting Party, Lucy Foley. I have all the Lucy Foley books. We Used to Live Here by Marcus. That book was stupid, and I picked that for Peter's Book Club, and it was so bad. The Guest List by Lisa Foley, and The Housemaid is Watching. I have the third one. Those are all the books that readers also enjoyed. Let's see what The Housemaid is Watching, how many stars it got. 3.88. What do other people say they read? On these psychological book groups that I'm in on Facebook, people get so mad about Frida McFadden. They're like, can anybody talk about other books other than Frida McFadden? I like her books. but I've only read 2 of them. Gray After Dark. Abby Jimenez, Just for the Summer. Caroline really liked that book. Sally Hepworth, Darling Girls. Tanya really likes her. The Pumpkin Spice Cafe. You know, I bought that on Audible and I never read it. Hidden Pictures. Why do I feel like this book looks familiar to me? Oh, we got 4.16 out of 429,000 ratings. Oh my God, I might have to get this one. A wildly inventive spin on the supernatural thriller about a woman working as a nanny for a young boy with strange and disturbing secrets. Mallory Quint is fresh out of rehab when she takes a job as a babysitter for Ted and Caroline Maxwell. She used to look after their 5-year-old son. Okay, I don't love these kind of books about like nannies and stuff like that. The Housemaid was a little bit different, but I don't love those kind of books. Where it's like somebody living in a house. They all remind me kind of Pacific Heights, that movie, which I didn't love. Mallory immediately loves it. She has her own living space, goes out for nightly runs, and has the stability she craves. And she sincerely bonds with Teddy, a sweet, shy boy who is never without a sketchbook and pencil. His drawings are the usual fare, trees, rabbits, balloons. But one day he draws something different. Is it a murder? A man in a forest dragging a woman's lifeless body. Oh my. He's quite the drawer, isn't he? For 5. Then Teddy's artwork becomes increasingly sinister, and his stick figures quickly evolve into lifelike, did I say drawer? Artiste. And his stick figures quickly evolve into lifelike sketches well beyond the ability of any 5-year-old. Mallory begins to wonder if these are glimpses of a long unsolved murder. Perhaps. This reminds me kind of Simone St. James. By the way, has she written any books lately? Simone St. James. Why do I love her so much? Books in order, it says. I haven't read half these books. The Sundown Hotel, I think, was the first. No, what was the first book of hers that I read? It has them in order. Book series in order. Well, they're not in a series. You don't have to read them in order. They're not a series. That candle smells so good. This All Too Well. I just smelled it. I wouldn't pair these together again, though, because I can smell them separately sitting here. Oh, this Mythology candle. Those candles are so good. Okay. The Sundown Motel, I feel like, is the first book of hers that I read. The Broken Girls, did I read that one? I think the Sundown Hotel was the first one that I read. And then the Book of Cold... You know what? Let's just pull up in my Goodreads and we'll just see. This is an easier way to do it. Goodreads loads so slow, though, doesn't it? I love her books, though. The Book of Cold Cases was the book that I had the hardest time. Like, after the accident, I had such a hard time coming back and like getting interested in reading again. And that was the book that I read for like 8 months or something like that. So her books are kind of a little bit paranormal, but they work. I wouldn't say like completely. They work into the mystery of the book. Simone St. James. Why is it not pulling this up? Okay. Oh, 3 of hers. I have read The Broken Girls. Okay. Why, I've read Murder Road, too. Why is that one not pulling up? Haven't I read that one? Murder Road. A young couple find themselves haunted by a string of gruesome murders committed along an old deserted road in the terrifying new novel. July 1995. April and Eddie have taken a wrong turn. They're looking for the small resort town where they plan to spend their honeymoon. When they spot what appears to be a lone hitchhiker along the deserted road, they stop to help. But not long after the hitchhiker gets into their car, they see the blood seeping from her jacket and a truck barreling down Atticus Line after them. When the hitchhiker dies at the local hospital, April and Eddie find themselves in the crosshairs of the Cold Lake Falls police. Unexplained murders have been happening along Atticus Line for years, and the cops have finally had 2 witnesses who easily become their only suspects. As April and Eddie start to dig into the history of the town and the horrible stretch of road to clear their names... Why do I feel like I've read this? Or did I just buy it? Okay, so I've read The Sundown Motel. Let's just go to one of her, let's shoot her books in order. Which I gave 5 stars, obviously. Okay. Sundown Motel, I read. The Broken Girls, I read. The Book of Cold Cases, I read. Murder Road, I have marked as want to read. Silence of the Dead, I have not read. That book came out in 2023. The Haunting of Maddie Clare came out in 2022. I haven't read that one either. Has anybody read these books? I think Stacy reads some of the Simone St. James books. Why do I feel like I have Murder Road? Do I have it in my Audible? Let's look and see. Maybe I've already bought it. I buy all these damn books on Audible and then I forget that I have them. Murder Road. I bet it's going to be in here. In your library, it says. Did I read it? Library. In progress. Let's look and see. No. Not started. Murder Road. I haven't read it. That's interesting. The Other Side of Midnight. Oh, I haven't heard of that one before. Is that new? Why is it not showing The Other Side of Midnight on here? What year did that come out? Some of these have like 60 and 70. The Other Side of Midnight. Where do I not see that one? It's not even listed on here. Is this like her newest one that's not out yet? No, it's showing up here on this one thing. The Other Side of Midnight. What year did it come out? November 4th, 2023. She must have like gone back and released a bunch of her old books or something like that. I don't know. Anyway, I'm so into the reading again. So tonight we're going to watch Traders Australia. And then, what else? I would recommend this All Too Well candle, but I'll tell you, only if you like kitchen scents. I mean, it very much smells like it's maple. It smells like maple. Oh my God, that's so funny. That was the joke between Nikki and I when we were in Arizona and we did the review. It does smell like maple. Yeah, and then tomorrow, I don't know if Tanya and I are going to the meeting or not tomorrow night. Although last week she was like, I'm loving going like every Tuesday. We need to do this every week. So I feel like she told me she has something tomorrow night though. I don't know why. And then Wednesday, Alex has a dinner and I have, Cousin Fun Day on Wednesday. And then Thursday, we still have to we have like narrowed down to 2 restaurants for Valentine's Day. And then Thursday we have nothing. And then Friday is Valentine's Day. We also have couples counseling on Valentine's Day. And then he ordered me something. He said it's over there. I thought we weren't doing gifts, but he said it's something small. So it's sitting right there. I'm not allowed to open it, obviously. But I figured out what I'm going to get him for Valentine's Day. It's nothing super exciting, but it's just something that he's wanted for a while. And I know he's forgotten that he wanted it. So, and it's not expensive or anything. I mean, it's nice, but it's not like, you know, $1,000 or anything like that. So I'll get it on Cousin Fun Day. If we do Cousin Fun Day, Carol hasn't said anything. She usually texts me on Tuesday. I'm like, are we doing Cousin Fun Day? And she's like, yeah. So I will text her tomorrow. All right. Well, the last 2 vlogs have been really, really long. So I am going to get off here now and get this vlog up, get my other videos posted, and then relax for the evening. Oh my God, it's past 8 o'clock already. So we're just short of an hour. I feel like when it's just at the hour, I should make it an hour, but you know what? We're gonna keep it a little shorter today. So I hope that you guys are having a magically amazing Monday and a fantastic beginning to your week. And if nobody else has told you this today, I love you guys, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye. Love ya.